Hey everybody, welcome back to Mike Oski's Kitchen. My name is Michael Shepsky. I am the chef of this kitchen, and if you're tuning in, I want to help you be the chef of yours. Cooking's fun, it can be great, brings families back around the table, what a wonderful thing. We've been cooking a lot of Polish food lately, and boy, I've had great reviews and comments. Thank you for all that. But you know, hey, this Just Cooking channel is for you to learn, to feel confident in the kitchen, and to make a dinner for your family. I always say if you cook it, they will come. Get people back around the table. That's what we need in this society. While you're doing that, down below the video here is a subscribe button. Just hit subscribe. Join this channel. You won't miss any recipes. We put one out a week. So yeah, do that. So it'd be fantastic. Tell your friends about it. Tell your family. Tell your teenagers if they want to cook a dinner for you. Great stuff to do. And they're simple recipes. Anybody can do this. So anyway, like I said, we've been working on a lot of Polish food lately. We're going to take a break from it just for this week. And we're going to make something a little bit more traditional, more pasta type oriented. So here's what we're going to cook tonight. It is called chicken in a white wine sauce, I should say, over pasta. Fantastic. This is almost like a restaurant quality. Well, it is restaurant quality in taste, but not in price. It's much cheaper to make it at home and much easier, and you enjoy it a lot better. Here's what we put in it. And I'll tell you how much to put in when we get over to the hot spot. We're gonna use some Worcestershire sauce, heavy cream. That's gonna make our base. Whole grain pasta. I like the whole grain. It's more healthier, but I guess when you have the heavy cream, I guess it cancels itself out. But you can use regular pasta, rigatoni, rotini, whatever you want to do. It's just pasta, okay? Don't worry about it. Whatever pasta you like, you use. Spices, basil leaves, oregano, just regular oregano, and some parsley. We'll use that, and of course the old mainstays. Pepper and salt. I know garlic. I like to put 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cloves of garlic in. I love garlic. I think it makes a dish fantastic. The recipe calls for 3 to 4 cloves chopped. This is probably more, but just follow the recipe, and the next time you make it, you know, adjust it to your taste. But this is what we're going to use tonight. Butter. We're going to melt this down. It's going to be part of the sauce. But it's 4 tablespoons or 1/4 cup, whatever you want to call it. Olive oil and wine. This makes the dish fantastic. White wine. This is a Chardonnay, and I'm going to show you how much to use. But boy, does it really bolden the taste, and it really gives that nice little bite. That's what to me gives me the restaurant quality. That's all the stuff. Now here's my cutting board. Here's my workstation. I got 4 breasts of chicken. Again, there's 4 of us in this house. We use 4 breasts. So we're going to chop these up in bite size, okay? Not long strips, not whole, but bite size. And then I have some mushroom. I'm just going to chop these mushrooms up in the smaller pieces so they cook and they mix much more well that way. And then an onion. The recipe calls for, gosh, a 1/2 cup, but I'm going to use a little bit more. But again, I'll have the recipe posted at the bottom of this video. So for right now, I'm gonna go ahead and cut up this stuff, and then I'm gonna meet you over there at the hot spot, and we'll get this thing put together. This is that simple of a recipe, but it's gonna be such top quality and such top taste, you're not gonna regret it, and nor the people who are gonna be eating it. I'll see you in just a little bit. Okay, all the sweat labor is done now. We've done all our cutting up. Remember, did about a 1/2 cup of onion. I add a little bit more because I like onions, so does my family. We like onions in our food. And then of course the mushrooms, about a 1/2 cup or so. What I take by me 4 or 5 large mushrooms, just chop them up. I chop them into little bits. You can slice them, you can do whatever you want. You can see the bits. But I like the bits because they cook in with the onions, and they to me, they blend a lot better. That's just my personal opinion, but you can throw the whole onion in, or the whole mushroom in if you want. I don't care. As far as the chicken is concerned, I chopped it up. Nice little bite size, okay? We're gonna go ahead and brown these here in a minute, but I'm gonna show you what to do. But here's the thing. Little bite-sized pieces of chicken, and we're ready to go. Please, please, please wash your hands when you're messing with chicken, because who knows what's on it. I've already washed my hands. I'm gonna have to wash them again since I picked up those couple bite-sized pieces. But for right now, we're gonna go ahead and have a sip of beer, and then get ready to go to the hot spot and put this dude together. See you over there. Okay, welcome back. We're at the hot spot now. Most people call it the stove. I call it the hot spot because this is where the hot stuff happens. What we're gonna do first in this dish is brown the chicken. Simple to do. Take a little bit of olive oil, put it in your pan. I'd say a couple tablespoons would be plenty. Again, I don't measure too much. And then I'm just going to take the chicken that we have and just drop it into this pan. Just like that. And we'll go ahead and kind of flip it around a little bit with the olive oil, get it nice and coated so when it does heat up and starts to brown, it'll get nice even brown. But before that starts to happen, let's add some pepper to the chicken. Again, you notice I'm not measuring anything. What you like, it's all up to you. For the salt. And now we'll just flip those again. Just kind of spread out the pepper and the salt on the chicken with the olive oil. Everything's coming together really nicely. And then what we're going to do here is brown this chicken. First step of this process. All these steps are simple. They're simple, easy. They really are. Just take a little bit of time, that's all. So we're going to go ahead and brown this chicken. And I'll see you here in a little bit. I'm going to continue browning. Okay, welcome back. So we got the chicken already browned up. We don't want to go too deep of a brown because if you go too deep of a brown, you start to dry it out. We want a nice tender chicken when we put it into the dish. But let me show you real quick what I'm talking about, the way it looks. You see, it's not super brown. It's starting to get a nice little caramel color to it. But what I like to do, just to check the chicken, just in case, I always take one of the pieces and I kind of cut it through with my spatula. And then I kind of look in the middle, and if it's white, you're good to go. If it's still pink, it needs more cooking. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this chicken out of this frying pan. And I'm going to go ahead and move it over back to the cutting board because it's going to come back into this dish. The chicken will come home to roost, I promise you. But next we're going to make this wonderful sauce, wonderful white wine sauce. And that's going to come up really quick here. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, now that the chicken is cooked and browned and set aside, it's going to come back, don't worry. Now we want to make this fantastic white wine sauce. It's really simple to do. First thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and add our... Now, one thing I got to tell you, do not change the pan. Don't take anything out of the pan. Leave what's in the pan, whatever left from the chicken. You want to cook it all together. You want to take our onions, our mushroom. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and take our garlic. Spread that out a little bit. And then, of course, the butter that we had melted down. Remember, it's 4 tablespoons or a 1/4 cup of butter. Just going to drop that in. And we're going to use the butter to saute the onions, the garlic, and the mushrooms. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this up a little bit. We want to get those mushrooms and those onions to soften a bit. And I will show you what's next. Kind of looking like that right now, so it looks fantastic. I'm going to turn my heat up just a little bit. I'm about medium. Very good. Okay, so I'll be right back to show you what the next step is in making this amazing white wine sauce. Okay, great. So our mushroom and our onion and our garlic is now cooking down. Next step comes up. This is a fantastic step. This is when we add our spices. Fantastic. So here we go. What we want to do is we want to take a teaspoon of parsley. I like to heap them. You know me. Teaspoon of basil leaves. We're going to heat that puppy up too. And then a tablespoon of oregano. Let's heat that up as well. Now we're going to go ahead and mix this in really quick. Coat the onions and coat the mushroom and the garlic. Make it all one little happy family in there. See how that's looking? Now here's where we add our wine. We want to add a 1/4 cup of wine. Again, it's a Merlot, very simple. White wine's great for cooking. We add a little bit more. And then we're going to go ahead and mix it up. Don't judge. Don't judge. I'll show you what to do next. This is fantastic. Enjoy the wine. Enjoy the experience. We're going to let this cook down a little bit, and we'll be right back. All right, so as our mixture starts to soften up, the wine starting to reduce in it, it's really putting off an amazing smell. The aroma is fantastic. During this time, we want to go ahead and turn on our water so we can get it boiling for our pasta. But in the meantime, we're going to let this continue to reduce as we cook it through. Now, as it's reducing, In fact, it looks like pretty much we do this what we want to do. Here's the final step of making this sauce. We're going to take 1 pint of heavy whipping cream. Put that right in the middle. And then I like to put a little bit of Worcestershire on there just for a little bit of boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? Now, turn your heat up just a little bit to about medium. And you want to mix this with the heavy cream till it thickens. A few minutes, I don't know. You know what between thick and liquid is, don't you? So when you see it start to thicken, go ahead and I'll show you what to do when that happens. But I'm going to go ahead and keep spinning this thing a little bit, waiting for my water to boil. And then we're going to put the pasta in there, boil the pasta so this thing times out really well. So we'll just keep moving this around. You can see how beautiful it looks. A lot of colors in there, but as this heavy cream heats up, it will thicken and it'll create a nice sauce. And then at that point, we'll go ahead and return the chicken to it, and then we'll go from there. And I'll see you just in a little bit. All right, so this is thickening up really nice. As you can see, this sauce is looking so good right now. I keep spinning this thing. It just keeps running, I don't know, 5-8 minutes. Just, you don't have to stay on it the whole time. You just keep moving it around. You don't want the cream sauce burning on the bottom of the pan. Just keep moving it. Now what we want to do, our water's all about ready to boil, but here's what we're going to do. Remember I told you the chicken was going to come home to roost? Well, here he comes. We're going to put him right back into the sauce. And then we're going to mix this together. Very simply. Super, super simple. Now I like to do, if you want, you can do this, but I like to take a little bit of Parmesan and just sprinkle it over the top. As much as you want. And then I just mix that back in with the chicken and the sauce. Boy, does that smell good. All right, so our water is ready to start to boil. We got about 8 minutes on these. And put this pasta in there. It says 8 to 10 minutes, and that's what we'll give it. And that's exactly how much time this needs. Another 8 to 10 minutes of just sitting and simmering on very low heat. And I'm going to show you how to serve this thing and how it really comes together at the end of the day. This is perfect. See you here in a little bit. Okay, great. So our chicken and sauce is nice and thick. Our pasta's been cooked. We're ready to rock and roll. So what I'm going to do is this very simple, very, very simple step. And this is the final step. I'm going to take this chicken. I'm going to take every little bit of, as much as I can, of that sauce. I'm going to drop it into this pasta. Look at that. Now, I'll put this down. I'm going to go ahead and mix it up. The noise that is making is noise that says, oh, so good. That pasta is mixing with the sauce and the chicken's mixing all together. And one more step. I'm going to go add just a little bit more Parmesan cheese because I like it. You don't have to add it, but I do. My kids do. My wife does. Everybody loves it. We're going to go ahead and mix this together. Look at that. Can you see what that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sight looks like? Chicken, pasta, onions, mushrooms, wine, butter. My goodness. Now, let's go ahead and put it on a plate. What we like to do is we like to mix it together. So we take some pasta. You can make sure you get some chicken involved in it. And then that is it. I like to dress it up a little bit to be fancy with a little bit of parsley around it. Just a fancy thing. Has no taste. That, ladies and gentlemen, is chicken and a white wine sauce on pasta. Now, if you want, you can go ahead and take the pasta, put it down first, and add the chicken and the sauce on top of that. Totally up to you. In our house, we like to mix it all together because you know what? It goes to the same spot. It goes to your belly. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this. Fantastic. Hey everybody, fantastic job on making this dish tonight. Man, I'm going to tell you what, it's fantastic. Cheers to you. Have a drink. you made one of the most fantastic dishes. It's called chicken and white wine sauce on top of pasta, or we like to do it. We mix it with the pasta, make all one big happy family. Fantastic job. Folks, your people are gonna love this. It's a great taste. It's restaurant quality, but not restaurant price. But the best thing is, bring your folks around the table. Have dinners, share experiences. But I tell you, and I tell everybody else, if you cook it, they will come. So cook some dinners, enjoy it. I'm gonna go ahead and try this because I'm sitting here dying. And I know what it, gosh, it is so good. I'm gonna keep eating while I talk. I don't wanna do that to you. Fantastic job on this. Again, like this video, subscribe to my channel. Have a beer. This is a good dish. Your friends, your family, your kids. Kids, make this for your mom and dad. This would be an awesome opportunity to really show them a good meal. It's fantastic, super easy. They're not gonna be sorry, and nor were you. Again, thanks for checking in. Thanks for watching. I hope this meal turns out good for you and your family and your friends. Until the next time, na zdrowie, and I'll see you then.